So after living in the United States for 34 years, I made the decision along with my family to leave America. Now, it was a very hard decision, not unexpected, as my wife and I had pretty much decided this years ago. But we left it all behind. Left careers, we left back routines, we left back comfort zones, and we even left back family and friends. Now, it wasn't because life was bad. Life was actually pretty good. But we were searching for some type of deeper sense of connection, peace, and purpose. So in this video, I want to share what led us to leave the only country I ever knew, what I've discovered since arriving here, and how this journey has challenged everything I thought I knew about success, home, and just plain old starting over. So if you feel stuck, if you feel like you're living someone else's version of the dream, maybe my story can help you see that you're not stuck at all. You're allowed to rewrite your story. So let me show you what beginning again has looked like for me so far. So circa 2007, 2008, I was invited by a group of friends of mine to go down to the Dominican Republic for a religious trip. Now, in this religious trip, I ended up meeting my wife, and fast forward 2011, we ended up getting married. So before we got married, we always said if we have kids, we move back down to Dominican Republic. Now, fast forward 2021, pandemic, we ended up having a set of twin girls. Yes, twin girls. So when we had the girls, we put everything in motion to move to Dominican Republic. So we ended up moving March 15th or March 20th, if you want to be more exact. March 20th of 2022 is when we actually landed here in the Dominican Republic. Now, when I first got here, everything felt strange, different, slower, louder, simpler. I mean, the list could keep going, but it was more alive. At first, I thought I was going to miss some of the conveniences of living in the US, like the Wi-Fi, the Amazon deliveries, the sense of structure. But what I didn't expect was how much I actually needed this shift. Living here has forced me to get uncomfortable, to live without some of the things I used to rely on back in the States. And then I realized how little I actually needed them in the first place. All right, I'm not gonna lie. There were moments of frustration, the electricity cutting out, the language barrier, and I speak Spanish, but this Spanish is crazy. And that can make you feel like an outsider. But those were the same moments that taught me to slow down, breathe, ask for help when you need it. And it also has helped me reconnect with what really matters to me, which was family, time, and peace. You see, in the US, I've always felt like I was racing towards something, checking off those boxes of what life is supposed to look like. But here, I'm learning to be instead of just do. And it feels really good. Now, it's not perfect life, but for the first time in a long time, it actually feels like it's mine. And honestly, that's been one of the most freeing lessons I've learned so far. All right. One of the biggest surprises about moving here, well, community doesn't always look the way you imagine it. You see, back in the US, I was surrounded by a lot of people, but a lot of times I felt alone. Everyone was busy, grinding, chasing something, and you know what? So was I. But here in this small town called Jarabacoa in the mountains of Dominican Republic, I've actually seen how it means to know your neighbors. I know my neighbors. To slow down enough to say buenos dias and actually mean it. To run to the supermarket every week to see the same faces, to be invited into people's homes, not because they need something, but because they just want to hang out. That's just the way they do here. And I realized I didn't change countries. I've also changed values. I used to think success was about the money, title, hustle, clout, the noise, right? But now success for me looks more like a Sunday evening spent by the river, surrounded by friends and family. A morning coffee with no rush at all. A quiet walk with no goal but to be present. Now, I don't have it all figured out. Definitely don't. But I do know this. Starting over doesn't mean you failed. And sometimes it's the most powerful decision you can make. So if you feel stuck, maybe the thing you need isn't more discipline or isn't more motivation. Maybe you just need permission to choose differently. So if you're thinking of making a change, maybe this is your sign. You're allowed to take that leap of faith. You're allowed to start again. So if this story has resonated with you, even just a little, hit that like button, subscribe, or drop a comment. I love to hear your story too. Now, this is just the beginning of my journey living abroad here in the Dominican Republic and building a more intentional life. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.